President TINUBU, by being the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, already enjoys a lot of incumbency advantage.
There are too many things happening at the same time. Nobody's investigating.
I don't think people understand where this is headed. There'll be a third term.
The problem of Nigeria is tripartite. It is APC, the Judiciary, and the INEC.
Opposition parties, clearly are unprepared, not just for the elections. They're unprepared to be political parties, strictly so-called.
People who are contesting for power with the president already know that they are disadvantaged.
Take INEC, all information at the back end. Nobody is saying anything about that. Too many things.
I'm mentioning Judiciary because in most recent times, you will start hearing from court judgments that you need another judge that is outside the courtroom to explain for you to understand.
Who are very vociferous, who make a lot of noise, who spew false narratives all the time.
INEC you mentioned are neutral.
It's not in the in the place of President TINUBU to tell INEC that, or to tell Nigerians that INEC has been fair or not. Statements that come from the president, should be some statements of statesmanship mixed with courage.
There is nothing democratic about the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is nothing democratic in a democracy that does not have the voice of the people.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News Gist and Blog. In this particular video, we are going to talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the INEC, both of them playing victims as if the opposition are the one against them, instead of them being collaboration against opposition. Now, the first video we are going to talk about is when Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to the Senate House. Went to the Senate House and he said all of this. I want you guys to watch.
I've never attempted to alter any political party registration with INEC. Equally, my dear friends and colleagues, we cannot blame anybody seeking to bail out of a sinking ship, even without a life jacket. Look at my political history. I will be the last person to advocate such a scheme. In year 2003, when the then governing party tried to sweep the nation clean of political opposition through plot and manipulation.
Now you listen to what he said. Senate, who are supposed to scrutinize to asking questions further, were not the one clapping for the president. What concerns a sinking ship with somebody that does not have a life jacket with a political party that have been in existence before he came to power? Now that he came to power, start destructing and deregistering every political party, and people are clapping. Go to every other political party on how there are fractions since he became a president in just 3 years. Anyway, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Mr. Suna Sambo on Arise TV News on how he said that it is not within the president's right to start saying all those kind of things, that the presidents are not supposed to be playing victim, knowing fully that these are the duty of the opposition to speak, to talk, and all of this, and I want you guys to watch.
Let's start from the first question you raised. I mean, President TINUBU, by being the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, already enjoys a lot of incumbency advantage. And sometimes it beggars belief why some people just go ahead to want to impress the president, or even the president feels that he needs to act like someone who's still in the opposition, or speak like a candidate who is in opposition to be able to send a message to those who are contesting for power. People who are contesting for power with the president already know that they are disadvantaged already outside. So the sort of statements that come from the president should be some statements of statesmanship mixed with courage while trying to, sell his government and what he has done and prepare. Take, for example, the statement of President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015, when he said, "My political ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian." Yeah. He had the power to actually say he wasn't going to hand over, or that President, the candidate Buhari did not win election, or use the powers of the state to cause problem everywhere. But he refused because he knows the power of that office. And then he was able to curate the powers of the state and himself as a candidate and deliver a process that allowed APC to come to power. Now, if President Jonathan had been sounding this way, very hard and harsh in rhetoric, would the APC have been able to get this sort of power? Yes, TINUBU is not Jonathan, but then there are specific observations and requirements for someone who is in power and going for to recontest for
another
power,
shot.
which he should. And then for INEC's independence, honestly, like I made mention some time ago, it is left for Nigerians to see the body language of INEC. This is an INEC that we've seen the INEC chairman being accused all sorts of things here and there, and the political parties are beginning to wonder if INEC is not being interfered with through the back door. But INEC chairman of recent has tried to make Nigerians know that INEC will be independent, and we've seen the preparation. So Nigerians should support the institution of INEC with the national commissioners, everyone to deliver a credible election. President Tinubu is not a spokesman for INEC, but nonetheless, the country is in his hands, and we acknowledge that. But the APC should be careful as to the sort of rhetoric that is going out there. So that, because they deserve this independence. If INEC does the election very well, APC will be the biggest beneficiary. So it shouldn't look like,
Now that you're listening to what Mr. Suna Sambo said on Arise TV News, I also want you guys to watch this particular video of the Voice of the People, VOP, when this particular lady said that under this Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the political system and the judicial, everything is shattered. Like when I mean shattered, square zero. Simply because there are unexistent agency, the INEC, they have the back server that is being linked to society people that Wike controls, and everything that is going on in Nigeria. I want you guys to listen to how she reacts.
There are too many things happening at the same time. Nobody's investigating. Take INEC, all information at the back end. Nobody is saying anything about that. Too many things. Look at the invisible ministry that has account with CBN. Nobody is investigating.
About 40-something accounts.
Yes, nobody.
And CBN said they don't recognize them.
They don't, because
and they have office in a federal secretariat.
We have been gaslighted so much. You know, after a particular time when a person has been gaslighted so much, you even begin to believe, even Nigerians, we need to be assessed by a psychiatrist because we are not normal. So if these allegations are true, who investigates? Is it the EFCC of Tinubu's government that is standing on the mandate, or the ICPC that is also standing on the mandate they shall stand? So the truth of the matter is that Nigerians, our destiny is in our hands. You will see nothing is going to come out of this investigation. There are so many investigations. Is INEC not supposed to probe if the governors, you have 30 governors? In fact, there was even one allegation. There's a certain governor, they call him Uzodinjo.
Uzodima.
No, Uzodinjo.
Okay.
Uzodinjo, Hope Uzodinjo.
Okay.
That Hope Uzodinjo took some of these monies and diverted it. I said Hope Uzodinjo.
Okay,
I didn't say Uzodima.
Okay.
I said Hope
Allegedly.
Uzodinjo.
Okay. Just for clarity, names can be different. All
right.
Now you listen to what the lady said. The president, finally out of bunker, decided to organize a press conference to address the nation. And he decided to start defending INEC. Do you know INEC is the best person? He have never interfered in politics. Oh, he said all kinds of things to defend the INEC. For the first time, I'm seeing the president defending. Anyway, I want you guys to watch.
All is fair in politics, and it's equal opportunity. INEC, you mentioned, are neutral. They've never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolves, maybe they are afraid of their own shadows and the uncertainty in the companies they keep. Not me.
Now you listen to what the president said, that the INEC is neutral. Now they talk and now say INEC is neutral. But I want you guys to watch another video of Mr. Suna Sambo from Arise TV News saying that it is not the jurisdiction of the president, or neither in the court of the president, or for the president to say that INEC is neutral. The people need to see it, and the opposition need to see it, and Nigeria need to feel it. Not when the INEC chairman is wearing Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Anyway, I want you guys to watch it. We'll be right back.
It's not in the place of President Tinubu to tell INEC that, or to tell Nigerians that INEC has been fair or not. It's for Nigerians to see it. For example, in this specific case that we're talking about, I think Nigerians should be hard on the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, because his credentials as senior advocate of Nigeria and the number one law officer of the country is being called to question here. He went to court and admitted to this same judge that these 5 political parties ought to have been deregistered.
Yeah.
Now, look at what his seniors are saying at the Court of Appeal. That this case even did not merit any, it did not have any worth to be listened
in the first
to, in the
instance.
first instance.
Yeah.
So that's questioning the integrity, the credentials of the Attorney General of the Federation, the number one person that advises not only Mr. President, but the entire government of the Federation, saying that, look, there seems to have been a miscalculation on this part. The Attorney General did not give the appropriate advice. Even INEC, which is the one that registered political parties, said, no, these political parties have made the threshold, they've won election, but you decided to, go and say, no, that they didn't, and then you back. So, I mean, the Attorney General of the Federation needs to be called to question. So, these are the sort of things that we see every now and then. And in this instance, INEC should try to distance itself from the government or people close to the government so that we do not have a situation whereby people misread this sort of pronouncement from the president. Everybody knows clearly that INEC has been in the eye of the storm as regards these issues of the political parties. We are waiting to see the last one, which has to do, the 2 last ones, NDC and the ADC with Nafiu Balagombe. And we'll wait to see, because if, for example, NDC is not going to be on the table for the election, on the ballot, imagine the political consequences, the security consequences. But that's almost like where we're heading to.
Now you're listening to what Mr. Suna Sambo said. In the same Arise TV news, one of the APC supporters or APC statesman or state person, I don't know his name anyway, but he came on Arise TV news to defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to defend the INEC, to defend APC, said that, did you know that the INEC gave us a deadline? We were able to manage our deadline simply because we put all the vast majority of our candidates in all 4 cardinal points. He said that how they organized their APC primary, that they have the senators already, they have House of Rep, they have all kinds of, all the people that are contesting in whatever position. I want you guys to listen.
There's no party in this country that had to contend with or manage primaries and all the processes associated with primaries like the APC did on the scale that the APC had to manage primaries. No party. Some of these parties we're talking about, even as we speak, don't have candidates for all of the offices that are up for grabs in 2027. So meaning that they have fewer candidates to deal with, yet we're unable to meet INEC's requirements. Whereas the APC that had all of the, the pressure of numbers to contend with, we met the deadline neatly. So the point I'm making here is that these opposition parties, clearly are unprepared for, not just for the elections, they're unprepared to be political parties, strictly so-called, quite frankly. Because,
PDP didn't meet anyway.
Look,
PDP, so it wasn't just APC, PDP.
Listen, I'm referring to the opposition parties that requested this extension.
Okay.
So any party that met the requirements, it's not subject, liable to my commentary. My commentary has to do with, and we know the parties, quite frankly, who are very vociferous, who make a lot of noise, who spew false narratives all the time, but, when push comes to shove, are clearly incapable of holding their own. I mean, they are the ones I'm discussing.
This person, this man, I don't know if you don't have sense, but it's just my own opinion. I'm not trying to insult him. You are saying that within the short period of time, that despite you people having a large numbers of people, you were able to run your primary with the deadline that INEC gave to you people. But you forgot that for the past 3 years, you already have all these people in position, working already. That the other political parties don't have anybody in any position. So primary is of no reason, because there are some people that are not allowed to even contest in APC. Bola Ahmed Tinubu already tell them, sit down. Person like Desmond Idiot, that is now running here and there. Some of them, they don't have a position. They just recontest for the same position they already hold. And you are here telling people that, the other political party were unable to structure themselves within the short period of time. Anyway, I want you guys to listen to this particular video from VOP when they are interviewed Caesar with the other candidates when they talks about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the INEC, the Judiciary, and all the political system that this Bola Ahmed Tinubu have hijacked, construct, and destroyed. I want you guys to listen to what Caesar said. We'll be right back.
If you do good, kingdom, oh, kingdom, oh, kingdom.
Francis, I wouldn't. All right,
I want to say that the
Caesar.
problem of Nigeria is tripartite. It is APC, the Judiciary, and the INEC. I'm mentioning Judiciary because in most recent times, you start hearing from court judgments that you need another judge that is outside the courtroom to explain for you to understand. There is nothing democratic about the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is nothing democratic in a democracy that does not have the voice of the people.
Caesar, let's look into the 2027 general elections. Which of these issues as regards to election funding, party crisis, or insecurity poses, the biggest threat to a credible election?
Savior, if Professor Chelo Achebe is alive today, I'm very sure he would have written Things Fall Apart Part 2. Because indeed, things have fallen apart in the political space of Nigeria. And it is very unfortunate that it's happening under the watch of a man who claims to be a Democrat. There is nothing democratic about the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is nothing democratic in a democracy that does not have the voice of the people. In fact, I'm not surprised that the current INEC chairman, Joash Omokwiton, is doing what he's doing. Because remember, they say he that pays the piper dictates the tune. And when, as an INEC chairman, you've submitted budget that runs in millions, you are looking up to the presidency for approval. Immediately the money is released. God knows what you have to do with it. And then at the end of the day, the interest of the person that releases the money must be protected. Is it not shocking to you that in all the political parties that exist today in Nigeria, all of them have opposition? All of them are in two factions. They are divided in two factions. This was not what they used to be before the emergence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you go to SDP today, you will start hearing of faction of Shehu Gabam, and you start hearing of faction of Sadiq Gombe. If you go to Labour Party, you start hearing of the faction of Nenadi Usman. You start hearing of the faction of Abure Julius. If you go to ABC, you start hearing of Nafia Balagombe. You start hearing of David Mark's faction. You start hearing of Dumebi Kachuku faction. It is only in APC that you get to today and there is no faction. What does this tell you? President Tinubu does not want opposition to survive. And it is very unfortunate. And you cannot also be surprised because when he appointed Professor Amokweton, you already know at the back of your mind that this man is just going to do what the person that has appointed him has brought him here to do. In fact, in my own estimation or by my own belief, in my opinion, I say that his mission is very simple. Destabilize opposition, give me pathway to 2027 unopposed. And if you look at it closely, you will understand that by the way he has, rewarded the past INEC chairman in the person of Mahmoud Yakubu by giving him
ambassadorial
appointment. It is setting a way for people like Amokweton to do well. It is like letting you know, if you do good, kingdom, oh, kingdom, oh, kingdom.
Francis, I wouldn't want you to crack me up there. Please go ahead.
That is exactly what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing. And Amokweton is just a perfect man for the job for him. Because make it make sense that the Supreme Court has asked ADC to go back to status quo before the case was instituted in the court, which means go back to recognize David Mark. INEC responded and respected that court judgment. They reinstated, David Mark as the chairman of ADC and the former governor, the secretary to ADC, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, as the secretary to ADC. Only for them to come back now and still give access code to Lavi Balagombe. The question now is INEC trying to say that they have multiple points for different political parties? Another question I want to ask Amokweton, if peradventure the court could not resolve this issue before general election, Is there going to be ADC 1 and ADC 2?
Okay.
Having two different, and if not, who is going to be the authentic ADC that will lay claim to the result of ADC?
Okay.
And if you want to think about it again, on what basis are they recognizing Bala Gombe? Because the court judgment as it is today, and even INEC portal is recognizing, David Mark as the ADC chairman. So where is he getting the justification for giving Bala Gombe access to go and upload those people he uploaded?
Okay.
And I want to submit by saying that I'm not surprised. I mean, this is a man who, of course, is a senior advocate of Nigeria as a lawyer. And if you check his trajectory, he was former vice chancellor of University of Jos Administration, former dean. He knows nothing about how to conduct an election or how to even run INEC.
All right,
I want to say that the problem of Nigeria is tripartite. It is APC, the Judiciary, and the INEC. I'm mentioning Judiciary because in most recent times, you will start hearing some court judgments that you need another judge that is outside the courtroom to explain for you to understand. Any little thing you hear, status quo, and go back to status quo.
Okay.
And this status quo now is dependent on the parties in the case to determine what is the status quo.
All right.
If you check what happened in PDP, when they said go back to status quo, yes, a week late claim, he said the status quo is in our own favor. When the Turaki left faction said the status quo now is in our own favor. When now ADC has been asked to go back to status
we're pressed
quo,
for time.
everybody believes
Caesar,
that it was David Mark that is in the right.
Caesar,
but now INEC is giving Bala Gombe access, which simply means that the status quo to INEC chairman Joas Amukbeton simply means go back to cause the chaos, go back to give Bala Gombe access, even without recognizing him as INEC chairman.
Thank you so much, Caesar,
it is very ridiculous.
Thank you so much, Caesar. Thank you for that energetic, submission of yours. Let me bring it to the studio.
Anyway, we are going to end this video here. You have listened to all of this video, and this video is central on the INEC. So I want you guys to comment based on what you have heard. Do you believe that the INEC is not working with Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Do you believe that, INEC is just neutral? Is not supporting APC? What is your thought regarding to this particular video, making references to the previous INEC, Yakubu Momondu? Even when they were still counting results, he already declared Bola Ahmed Tinubu the winner. While the case were still in court, he already gave Bola Ahmed Tinubu a certificate of resumption. Oh God. Anyway, this particular one, while you people are voting, he will just hand over certificate of return to office to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The day of election, I never even carry ballot, but this particular INEC, this I don't know what they call it, that mark me ton. This will be worse than Yakubu Momodu. Anyway, I rest my case here. I love you guys. Until we meet again, I'll be waiting for you guys in the comment section. Ensure you comment, like, and share this video. Bye.
I don't think people understand where this is headed. There'll be a third term. There will be a third term. And I'm not the person saying it. Okpeyemi Bamidele says they will. He's the majority leader. And he's a former PA to the current president. So we've got to take him seriously. So what is it? Senator Bamidele says we need to amend the constitution to introduce a single 6-year presidential term. Right? Now, so next, once we finish our elections, we are going to amend our constitution, introduce a single 6-year presidential term. The current incumbent will be elected until 2031. In 2031, what will happen? The question will be, will he be entitled to run on the 6-year term or will he not? Correct? You will then get the best senior advocates in Nigeria telling you law is not retrospective. That is why the administration is supporting the litigation over President Jonathan's tenure. Not because the constitution is not clear, but because they will say there is precedent that says President Tinubu will run in 2031. There will be a third term, and I'm prepared to bet on it. So, in 2031, President Tinubu is going to be put forward to run for a new 6-year single tenure. He will do 8 years plus 6 years, that's 14 years. And the governors will be entitled to do that. The first test will be in Anambra State in 2030.